Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Ask Soap Anything. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. We're back in Rocket League, because it's very easy to play and do this Ask Soap Anything. And we're playing in the Batmobile. Look how cool that is. Or at least the Batmobile that will be in the new Batman v Superman's movie that's coming out really soon. Oh, get that. Good job. So, today's question, this week's question, is from one Richard Allen, who has asked actually a couple times now. Oh, close one. Well, he basically says some stuff about, like, hey, I was happy when I heard Dark Souls and Skyrims and all that other stuff coming to the channel, which, hey, good shot. But, so here we go. Here 10k subs calling your name, bro. Let's see, here's my official question. Once you do your Ask Soap Anything, which we're doing, obviously. Have you ever thought about doing vlogs of you? You have a dog, a nice sense of humor, and I know the two of you can make a great vid. So we'll start there, because there's actually two questions. So we'll start there. Have I thought about doing vlogs? I've thought about it, but, like, I don't usually like... This is going to sound odd because of the whole Ask Soap Anything. I don't really like talking about myself, as weird as that sounds. Ooh, another good shot. In the way of, like, if I don't really have a topic. And vlogs, I've done vlogs, but I had a specific topic that I wanted to talk about and I wanted to address. And so I'm very comfortable talking about a topic, which is, you know, why I do this Ask Soap Anything. Well, it's one of the reasons. It's because I feel comfortable answering questions, because I like informing and educating and entertaining and, you know, all those things. Oh, let me get this. Oh, I thought that would be better pass. Oh, well. I like, you know, the entertaining, the educating, the informing, the all that. If I can help someone's knowledge out or make them have a good day and, you know, maybe forget a little bit about the world that we live in for just a few moments or an hour or two or however long it is, then I have done my job, is the best way to put it. But vlogs, I almost said blogs. Ugh, what is this? Early 2000s? But vlogs, I have done a few, I think like maybe 3 or 4 total. But, you know, there are like some people that do vlogs a lot, and I just don't know if I could come up with that much content to talk about. Other than, oh, that was me, I goofed. Other than me just... I come up with some kind of stupid idea and just goof around or talk about something serious or whatever. It's just I don't really have that mind when it comes to creativity. Like, I can come up with some really goofy, dumb ideas. That was a bad pass. But I just don't know if they're vlog-worthy or vloggable would be a good way to put it. There are some people who just got it down, like that's the chunk of their YouTube channel, you know, is like they do vlogs and all that, and that's just not my normal thing. But if I had a topic to talk about, I could definitely talk about it. And, you know, people love Draco and want to see Draco. He's eating right now, so he's off the screen, but I don't know if I could just sit there and sustain a lot of content with just me and the dog sitting around talking without some kind of input, which is why at one point I said I was thinking about doing a podcast, because that I could do. Because I could come up with something like, hey, and talk about it for a little bit, and then add like a little extra flair, little flavor, so to speak, to it. But I mean, in my idea of what a podcast would be, it'd be like a long form vlog, so to speak, and it would just be audio instead of video, the V in vlog. Oh, going up. Too high. Okay. But yeah, that would be it's just take like your traditional vlog, make it just audio, and that would be kind of my basis for my type of podcast if I were to do one. Oh, getting fancy. Oh, that could have been a cool goal. But good defense. But who knows? I mean, maybe I'll do that. Like, have a mini podcast, but it would actually be a vlog, maybe? I don't know. Or like a supplemental kind of little teaser size, bite size, fun size, snack size. I'm getting bullied. Type of podcast. That's it's just an idea. But get back to the answer. Back to excuse me. Back to answering that actual question. Yes, I've done about 3 or 4 vlogs, and they are on the channel. Oh, and feel free to check them out. One was like real talk, and a couple others were just like vlogs. I don't remember all the topics, or the few topics that I did cover. They're mainly like update videos, but it was my face in front of the camera instead of me doing just the traditional commentary, which is what I used to do. There was no webcam at the time. I mean, there were webcams, but I didn't have them on my channel. So there's that. But moving on to why I wanted to pick this question today is, let's see, other question. Why don't you have a girl yet, bro? So, in other words, why am I single? Well, am I single, first off? Yes, I am. And this kind of opens a, I don't want to say can of worms, that sounds negative, but this opens like a lot of input if someone ever asks me like, why are you single? Well, there's a bunch of factors, so let's go down the list. And we'll start with superficial factors. We'll start there, and I'll explain that here in a moment. That was terrible. Where I live, and kind of the groups of people I like to hang out with, the people who are generally the more attractive are, as some people call them, they would be hipsters. I had heard someone the other day said this. I'd never heard it before, and I thought it was an amazing description for these people. They said lumbersexual, which I thought, I knew exactly what they meant, and I cracked up. Oh my gosh. To give you a description of what that is, if you don't know, there's like this, it's a trend. It's what it is. It's a trend. It's possibly a fad, but I'm not a pop culture expert by any means, so I can't say it's a fad, but it's definitely a trend for at least like guys to have, beards, generally bearded, and they have the, like, this is going to sound terrible, but the Hitler Youth haircut. And by that, like, if you like world history like I do, that haircut was like the side part right here kind of swooped over, really short, like that kind of hair. And that's what like the Hitler Youth had, and it was a popular hairstyle during the time anyway. But I remember like seeing George Clooney and Brad Pitt sporting it because they were doing, their various movies around that time, and they both had it. And then all manner of people started having that haircut. Go! And now it's just a haircut. So, like I said, superficial reasons. That, at least the people that I hang out with, they're pretty much all my friends and everything. It's not like I don't like them because of how they look, because that is stupid. But the ones who, like I said, the girls tend to go after are your more hipster, more lumbersexual. Just a funny term. And that's not me, by any means. Do I have a beard? I mean, yes, technically I do. Do I have that Hitler Youth haircut? No. For those of you who don't know, I have little to no hair, and I keep it very, very short. Like buzzed, very short. Now, the question comes to, if I did have more hair, would I have that haircut? No. No, that is too much work, which is why I like having the buzzed hair, because that is literally no work until it starts to get a little, uneven or long. Oh. And then I just shave it all down. But no, I hate, even when I was younger, I actually had like long hair, like down to here, when I was like playing in bands and being a metal musician and all that. And I never did anything to it other than I washed it, and I washed it, and that was about it. I didn't do anything to it because I hated that kind of upkeep. It's just one of those things, like, I don't really care about this kind of thing, so why should I spend money and time on these kinds of things? And I didn't, and I still don't. I mean, I spent money to get a nice set of hair clippers, a razor, so to speak. Not actually a razor, but you know, it's like an electric razor kind of thing that if you go to a barber shop or a place of hair cutting, some people call them clippers, I think. I don't know. I dated a girl a long time ago who was a hairdresser, so if she knew what I was saying, she'd probably correct me. But I've heard like trimmers, clippers, there we go. But yeah, you know, just that I spent a nice amount of money on one of those. Nothing too crazy, but I do that frequently to keep it nice and clean. And it's one of the reasons I wear this beanie so much is because my head gets cold. But so, like I said, superficial reason. I am not a hipster in thought or fashion, and I'm not a lumbersexual. Oh, I can't go for that. Oh, but he could. So like I said, there's that. But then even if you don't go with like, okay, what about the people you hang out with? More of a everybody sense. So I don't like. I'm tall. There's a plus. I'm like 6'2", 6'3", but I'm not like really skinny. But I'm not like fat or anything. I'm a bigger guy, but I'm not like in incredible shape. And I know that, but I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't bother me. There was a point in time, and if you go back and look at some of the older videos, you could see that this face was like I was a little chunky. And that's because, like, at one point, I weighed close to, like, 280 pounds. And I was like, I don't really like the way I look, so went on a diet and and whatever, and maintained a healthier lifestyle. Which I still do-ish, but now I've found where I can maintain my weight, and so I am able to eat or drink what I want within reason, because I have my gallbladder issues, which I talked about last year. I still have my gallbladder, and I don't want to upset my gallbladder, because that sucks. So, basically, I can eat and drink what I want, but there are certain things that I completely cut out. Like, I don't drink caffeine at all. So, like, for example, those Subway cups over there, those were either water or lemonade, because I love lemonade. In fact, I got water right here. I drink beer. I like my beer. I like juice. I like milk, but I don't drink caffeine at all, and I haven't. Let's see, it's March now, so it's been February last month would have been a year of no caffeine. I don't eat fast food anymore except Subway. Just because it's quick. It's not great for you, but it's quick, and it's not like a burger from McDonald's or something. So yeah, I'm an average dude when it comes to that. Like, my body type is just average for an American, that is. I'm willing to bet it's compared to like some of my more European compatriots that I'm probably a big fatty. I know, because America's definition of healthy and fat and not fat, so to speak, is a little skewed compared to the rest of the world. I acknowledge that. No need to deny that. But yeah, I'm definitely not what some people think is the typical American, which is like, give me all of the... Or let me quote some Patton Oswalt. I want all of the harem. But, so yeah, as far as Americans go, average. Just average. My face. I make goofy faces. Some people don't like that. They want, you know, oh, just gorgeous at all times with long flowing hair and a kind of bearded or, you know, Superman, so to speak, like the Boy Scout kind of. Oh no! I thought one of them was gonna get it. So yeah, I know I'm not an ugly person. I know that. But I'm not, you know, by traditional standards, a gorgeous, you know, human specimen. I'm not Hemsworth. I'm not Thor. That is a gorgeous man, by the way. Throwing that out there. That is a gorgeous man. There are no faults saying that. Or another gorgeous man. Speaking of Superman, in the Man of Steel movie, whenever Superman, whatever the guy's Caviezel or whatever his name is, his actual acting name, or his, it could be his real name. I don't know. Whenever he gets out of the water at like kind of towards the beginning of the movie, and he's just like, and I remember sitting in the theater, and we were kind of like, damn, dude is looking good. But so I'm not like that. I'm not a superhero. But yeah, that's kind of it for the superficial part. So let's talk about the actual, like, let's get to the real reasons. That, at least in my mind, of why. Oh, that could have been close. Oh, that pinch did not go well. That pinch didn't go well. Oh, good stop. So the real reasons is it's by choice. I choose to be single. I was in a relationship up until this past November, if I remember my dates correctly, and I was the one that ended it. Oh, that was, should have not boosted quite as much to get to it. But yeah, I was the one that ended it, and I had my reasons, which I'm not going to go into here, because that's only my business, and the girl I was with's business, and I chose to end it, so in that case, it is my decision. Now, since then, I I started dating one individual. Didn't work out. It is what it is. It just didn't work. That's all. Plain and simple. We're adults here. We can be like, yeah, this just isn't working. No hard feelings. Let's just call this for what it is, and just, we're cool people, but we don't necessarily have to be cool people together. And that's kind of an important thing that like the young me would never know. It was like, well, I mean, even if I don't like you, I have to be with you. I mean, I just have to have someone to be with. And my older current me self is definitely not that. I'm fine being alone. I love living alone. I have for a very long time, and I'm not in a rush to be with someone, because at the old age of 31 that I am, I feel I have a right to be picky about who I decide to spend my time with, and oh no, that's bad. Spend my time with and show my affection and love and attention to, and most of that goes to Draco, because he's a furry, lovable creature who gets me. He understands me, man. But on top of that, I come from a family of divorce. My parents got divorced when I was very young. On their, let's see, my dad's parents got divorced at some point in his life. I mean, he's still alive, but, you know, at some point when, you know, obviously he was younger. Let's see, my mom's parents, pretty sure they got divorced somewhere along the way. Both of my parents have gone through multiple divorces, and I have a hypothesis, and I say hypothesis because it's not a theory, because I haven't tested it, put it up for peer review and all that, that there is a certain genetic quality to divorce. I mean, that's just my idea, is that not necessarily that divorce exactly runs in the family, but not even the fear of commitment either, because I don't have a problem with that, but that just like, things just don't seem to work out. Like, some people, it just doesn't work out. Obviously, it worked out to an extent, because I'm alive. My parents are alive. Their parents, you know, it's like, it worked to some extent in the basic, like, hey, the human need to reproduce, but as far as the just being with someone for the marriage purposes, like, I'm kind of not traditional in that way. I don't really like the idea of marriage, at least as most people like it. Do I have a problem finding someone amazing and being like, hey, we lost. Hey, I would like to spend the rest of my life with you and only you. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's an idea that I can get behind. Now, when you bring in the legalities of marriage and what all of that entails, and the fact that most marriages end in a divorce, it's like the odds are against you when you choose to make that decision. There's some people that will stay married forever, and more power to them. But at the same time, I come from a family of divorce. I don't really like the idea of marriage, which that turns a lot of people off. Because, like I said, it's a not traditional thing. So, that works against me as well. And I'm not really in a rush to have kids at all. I mean, would at some point I like to have a kid? Sure. But it's one of those, I would have to be in a situation like, I don't want to be in an apartment like I am now. I want to have a job that I know is going to take care of me and whatever family I happen to have. And I want to have those guarantees, and I use those lightly because nothing's guaranteed in this world or in this life. And, yeah, I mean, that if I got to that situation, sure, kid, why not? It's working for Goldie Hawn and Kirk Douglas, you know? Or Kirk Douglas. Goldie Hawn and whatever, Snake Plissken. Whatever it is. Wow, Kirk Douglas of all people, not Kirk Douglas. Jeez. Or is it Kirk? This is gonna bug me. Ooh, I unlocked a rocket antenna. Let me look this up. Nope, not Kirk Douglas. Nope. Goldie Hawn. I'll go to her Wikipedia. Kurt Russell. There we go. Kurt Russell. Snake Plissken. Also in John Carpenter's remake of The Thing. Such a good movie. Probably one of the best remakes ever. But, anyway, back to the relationship-y questions. So yeah, like I said, it's by choice. It's my choice. It's not being influenced, and I don't have, like, someone whispering in my ear or whatever. But, you know, it's like, since I was out of that relationship in November, it's like, I kind of dated someone for a little bit, didn't work out, we were adults about it, and we said, hey, we're just better off being acquaintances, being friendly, cool, and things are cool. And, like, you know, it's like there's some people that have an interest, and there may be an interest there, you know, a mutual interest, and it's like, I'm up to see where it goes, but as far as expectations go, I don't have any. I just want to do what I feel like. And if I'm like, oh, this girl's pretty nice, and we get along, and all that, then there you go. Something may or may not come from it. But I'm not in a rush. It's like I try to impart a little bit of knowledge that don't let the pressures of society, so to speak, dictate your happiness. Whether that be, whoa, that pinch was very unexpected. But yeah, don't let what society says dictate your happiness. I mean, you know, whether that's who you decide you want to be with, who you feel as if you should be with, where, you know, you're straight or gay or otherwise, you know, don't let society tell you what you should do. You make your own decisions. You are your own person. And just, you know, as long as it doesn't hurt somebody, then you're usually okay. Some people will be upset by, you know, who you want to be with, but screw them, you know? And, you know, I'm not saying that in a really bad way. I don't mean, you know, just like, completely forget about this person, oh no. You know, it's like if someone disagrees with who you want to be with, it's like, well, you can, in some ways, you can kind of take it or leave it. You can either support me, or, you know, the proverbial me, in this case. You can either support me or you cannot. And I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. And that's what I do. I mean, and that's what I encourage people to do. But I don't ever want to tell someone how to live their life, ever. It's just, I personally am a lot happier with that pressure not being there, that I don't have anyone, you know, like, constantly asking, like, why don't you have a girlfriend? Why don't you have any babies? I've had that question asked, and I've, like, been like, look, Mom, I just don't want those things right now. That's all. Okay. As simple as that. It's just as simple as that. Like, as long as I'm happy, she's happy. And that's, you know, at least from a parent point of view, I mean, what more could you ask for? If your kids are happy, then cool. Boosh! Oh, no boosh. I'm gonna come over here and pick up some boost. Oh, teammate, why are you way back here? Oh well. Yeah, I guess playing a bit more defense. But hopefully this rambling for nearly half an hour so far has answered that question. But I mean, by all means, if I haven't explained anything clearly, or if you know, disagree and would like to have a discussion about some of what I'm saying, then by all means. I love having open-minded discussions about just about, well, everything, actually. As long as you're open-minded and not closed-minded. Keep your ears, eyes, and minds open, ladies and jelly spoons. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me again. But hopefully that answers the question. So I'm going to actually keep playing this, but I am going to say my usual kind of wrap-up. So if you have any questions you would like to ask, feel free, leave them in the comments of this video. You can also go on to the Facebooks and the Twitters, Codename Soap, you can find me on there, and use the hashtag AskSoap, so that way it's a lot... The reason I say that is because it makes it a lot easier for whenever I'm ready to do one of these videos for me to find the questions. Because if they're spread out in like other videos, like if you were like, hey, this Dragon's Dogma video, I want to ask an Ask Soap question, it's a little harder for me to keep track, especially if I forget that, oh, someone asked a question in this, because I have a text document on my computer that has the questions so far, and so I just kind of go down it. But yes, Twitter. Oh, that's me. No, I goofed. I should not have done the flip. Okay. Oh man, I had an open goal and I goofed. The pressure's too much. There we go, teammate. Oh, wow. I thought he was gonna leave it. Oh, got hit. I thought he was gonna leave it too, because that would have been a decent pass. But yeah, Ask Soap, the hashtag AskSoap. And I will definitely answer every single question that comes my way, because that's why the series is called Ask Soap Anything! Alright, 10 seconds left. Let's get down to serious business here. Put that up in the air. Ah. Okay, end on a loss, no big deal. Oh well, but hopefully that answers... Richard, hopefully that answers your questions. And like I said, feel free to ask away in the comments, on Twitter, on the Facebook, and that's going to wrap things up for me. So, of course, as always, thank you for watching, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks, game.